courtesy of the red, white, and blue.
It's time for Veterans Issues, the show that brings you information about veterans, military, and their family. Now here's your host, Ken Rollins.
Welcome to Veterans Issues. Ken Rollins here. Appreciate you tuning in this week. Appreciate you tuning in last week. And we are brought to you by the Red, White, and Blue. Today's guest is with Wounded Warrior, Alabama, and his name is Bill Williams. He's been on here before. We'll talk some more about that when we come back. Get your pen. Welcome back to Veterans Issues. Today's guest is Bill Williams with Wounded Warrior, Alabama, not to be confused with Wounded Warrior. But he's been on here before, and we got some things going on we want to talk to you about. Welcome to the show, Bill Williams.
Ken, great to see you again.
Good to see you anytime, man.
Thank you.
You've been working.
I've been busy.
I know you. I know you have. I've been giving you a lot of business.
You have.
If you had another one of me, you couldn't keep up, could you?
No, we don't need two of you.
No, let's go back to the Wounded Warrior. Is not necessarily what you guys do. You and Ross Winter. You don't just do this for people who are wounded warriors.
No.
You help people
We
with
help
everything.
veterans. We help first responders. We help, like you and I discussed a little while ago, the wives,
Spouses,
the spouses,
widows.
the families. We help a lot of different people out there, Ken.
Yeah. Well, I remember, I didn't talk to you about it, but this past, I guess it's Thanksgiving, all the turkeys.
Yes, sir.
He put 20, God, I don't know how many turkeys went down there? 200
Well,
and something down at Glenning?
Yeah, Friday, it was the Friday before Christmas, and the people didn't know. The vet clinic knew,
Yeah.
but the people that came for the appointments didn't know. And we gave out 185 20 to 25 pound turkeys and
I was
hams.
going to say, them wasn't little turkeys.
And we fed thousands of people for the holidays, so that, it's good for the heart.
I went out there at the Bill's house and picked up a few of them, and I knew some people that needed them. And one of the guys was one of the officers, Oxford police officer, that his son just been diagnosed with leukemia, and he's over in at UAB, and I didn't know what they were going to have for Thanksgiving dinner, but he told me later that just saved it because they were able to, and those are huge turkeys.
Oh,
man.
yeah, they were like 20
Yeah.
pound turkeys.
So they, and that's just awesome that somebody do that. But the other guy I'm talking about, Ross Winter, he's a businessman, and Ross used his own money to start this with, as I understand it. Is that right?
He did. He did.
And, well, Ross is a veteran, so are you.
He is a veteran.
Y'all got that at your heart.
Absolutely.
But what I want to talk about is the wounded warrior. Of course, all wounds are not visible. There's all kinds of wounds out there. But there's a lot of places where they fall through the crack. They're not eligible for veterans help. They're not eligible for Social Security. And in between, there's no help there. And some of the things you had, there's what, no power on? And
over the last 90 days, 60 days, we've had a vet that had a heart attack, lost his job because he had his heart attack. Well, he fell behind on his water bill because the Social Security hadn't kicked in. He's between the cracks, like you say. So we went and made sure we got his water back on, paid it for a little while so he could get back on his feet. We've done gas bills. Gosh, one of my favorite ones is I drove about 2 hours, I guess it is, out to Sandrock, is that right?
Yep.
Way out there. And this gentleman lived out there in a trailer and his weather radio broke. All he wanted was a weather radio so he could know when the tornadoes were coming.
He's put two things together, tornado and trailer.
Right, right.
One of them don't like the other.
He had 3 or 4 stations on his TV, but they were all Atlanta.
Yeah.
So by the time he saw what was coming, it was already there.
Yeah.
So, we took him an $80, $100 weather radio with an emergency light, and it was like we gave the guy $1 million.
Sure.
But this is what he needed. This is what he needed.
Well, a fellow called me the other day, and I just went through the cracks. I think he's 86 years old, and his son called me. And he can't get in and out of his house. And no ramp or nothing. There's no agency out there that you can call to do that, because he's not a disabled veteran. There's nothing about his problem is is for the VA to take care of it. So he's in between. Who do you call? And y'all building him one or going to build him one or whatever. But his son was crying when he was talking to me about after he met you and everything. But the thing is, he has no life. He's stranded in his house because he can't get out. He's wheelchair bound.
Correct.
And you can't run them things off of a porch.
No.
So I told him, I said, when you get that ramp built, don't ask him Willie. Ask him, say, Dad, will you go going out and get the mail for us? Give him a mission.
Absolutely.
And it makes him feel worthy again, worthwhile, and he's going to do that. So
Well, that's wonderful, and we're working with that family right now to take care of this.
but there's no money falling out of shaking off the tree. to
No,
do that.
unfortunately, there's not, Ken. You know, there's a couple different ways to donate with us. You can go to our website. Our Facebook page, of course, is big. Or you could call me personally.
Or call me. It's my
You can call
information,
Ken.
your information on here. And we got the website up there, Wounded Warrior Alabama, all one word, Wounded Warrior Alabama @gmail.com.
Yes, that's the website, and that's the email. The website is woundedwarrioralabama.com. But everybody has to realize that Wounded Warrior is just not Wounded Warrior. Wounded Warrior, you have to put the Alabama in there,
Yeah,
or we're just not going to get the funds you donate.
absolutely. And another
know.
thing, it is a 501c3, so
Absolutely.
whatever you donate, you can write off of your taxes and that kind of thing. And I just ask the folks out there that do help generously, and there's a lot of people call me and says, what's the best veterans organization to give to? I've had that a lot.
Right.
And I've been torn a lot of times because
Yes.
we've talked about in the green room out there about one veterans organization. The VA will tell you to call them. They never got anything. I mean, it's nice to call them and talk to them because we know a bunch of them, but they never have anything, never have any help. But they'll take it if you got it.
Which is real frustrating.
Yeah, it is.
Because they're supposed to have help.
Yeah. Imagine if you're me. I'm the Veteran Central. I get the calls at my home all the time.
Yes, sir.
I get a lot of time in my car because people be watching the show and they think that I'm live, and they'll call me and say, "Hey, I want to and that was done 3 days earlier."
Right.
But still, I get a lot of calls, and from various places. We got one the other day from Jasper. They watch it on ATT Uverse over in Bessemer. They watch it over there, and they have questions about what they can do, how they can get help for this, get that. And a lot of them are trying to, young veterans just getting out of service, don't know how to get their VA card and things like that. But the elderly veterans are the ones that you guys, these people have been lost in the shuffle. They got left in the dust. And
They have been.
the funding that I'm talking about, there is no United Way out there donating money to you guys.
No, we don't cold call. We're not going to call you and ask for money. We're just going to promote our business, and we ask people from the kindness of your heart, help somebody.
Well, I know for a fact that you and Mr. Ross Winter have been taking money out of your own pocket.
Thousands.
But I don't want,
thousands,
nobody
yes.
will see this on television. Your family won't see it and know
Right.
about that.
Right.
Will y'all be quiet out there? Don't tell
Yeah.
nobody he's doing it.
Well,
We can-
it really makes your heart feel good. And Ken,
Yeah.
you do this for a living too.
Oh yeah, I get a lot more out of it than I put in. Let's go to the break.
Yes, sir.
Let's go to break.
Yes, sir.
Talking about money, we got to make some money on here.
Absolutely.
Be right back after this. Stay where you are. Welcome back to Veterans Issues. We're talking with Bill Williams with Wounded Warrior Alabama, and we was talking about some of the funding and things. But you were telling me out in the green room something about something about service dogs. Something. Tell me about that.
Yes, actually a breeding company has reached out to us, Rock Springs Lab. You can go to rocksprings.lab.com and see their dogs. And what they do is they breed purebred British Labs. Now these dogs, they've already sent them off for service dogs, a falling dog for a child that has a disability. They're great hunting dogs, or really just a family dog. So they've worked out it. Now these dogs, Ken, and I don't really want to say this, but these dogs sell for about $1,000, $1,200. And they're going to donate it to the charity for us to give to great families.
Wow.
Okay.
I saw that dog, one of them dogs on
Yes,
Facebook.
you did. Yes, you did.
And I'm telling you, my heart melted. That is a beautiful, beautiful animal. Who could not want a dog like that?
Yes, they're bred up there. I went and looked at their location before I agreed to anything because I wanted to make sure they were clean, they were legit, and everything is on the up and up.
Wow.
They've been doing it for years, and they take a lot of pride in their dogs. They're all AKC registered, they all chip, everything.
So somebody don't have to be legitimately medically requiring a service dog. Would they have to have some
No.
papers to say they just need companionship?
They would need to just call me and let's talk about why
you
they would need
why
it.
you need, yeah.
If you need it because you have a handicapped 3 or 4 year old where this dog will sit by and watch that baby forever, yeah, you're going to fit in
Well,
a need.
Those of us that have animals,
Yes.
if you got a toothache, the dog will cure it. If you got a backache, the dog will cure it. If you got arthritis, the dog will cure it. You know, that's not literally, but they
No, they know.
make life so much
They
better.
know.
Yeah.
They know.
And they also will make the person more mobile because they'll have to reach down to pet them. They're sitting there immobile.
Absolutely.
And if they've got to pet the animal, and sometimes these dogs are not aggressive but playful enough that they'll make them have to do certain things
Sure,
to keep them from hurting them.
Sure.
And that's good for
And
them.
these dogs are so smart. I actually own one. They are so smart that they can really be trained to do whatever you need them to do.
Wow.
Whether it be a service dog, a family dog, anything, they can really be trained to do that.
I'll be
Not a lot of dogs can be trained to do anything.
I could tell
It's
you some
amazing.
stories.
It's amazing.
I could tell you some stories about that one. For these things that you do, a lot of the things are just cleanup. You go out to a house and it's not just a ramp, but you go out there because their power has been cut off or something, and you look
Absolutely.
at the house and you say, it's all grown up. I saw one picture, I believe you and your family. You had
Yes.
you mobilized the whole group out there cutting
wa-
grass.
It was one of my proudest days actually working for the charity because we didn't have to ask for volunteers. We didn't have to recruit anybody to say, hey, give us 4 hours. 7 of my family members went and we cleaned out this man's yard and his garage and his house. Unfortunately, he had been a victim of being taken advantage of. So we had to replace his refrigerator, his toilet, his microwave, get his water cut back on, and we cleaned all up his yard.
It would really be nice if people like Judge Locker, some of the people in family court, whatever, have where kids are given community service, and you got a project like that, and cutting grass and just trimming and raking and stuff like that. Wanted to do community service, they could call you and you say, okay, yeah, we got a house out here, so that would be good for them and good for the veterans.
And that would help us immensely. You don't understand how much that would
Yeah,
help
yeah.
us.
That would be awesome.
You know, because again, we don't have a paid salary coming out of Wounded Warrior Alabama. This is what kind of distinguishes us a little different from the other Wounded Warrior Alabamas or charities. The real number, Ken, about 91% goes back to charity.
Wow.
And that's a big number. That's
Well,
a
you
big
know where
number.
they have the kids go off with the church and go help people build a house and
Yes.
my daughter used to do that.
Yes.
There's no better feeling in the world that you give a kid than to look back and they painted around this window or whatever, or stripped some old paint off or whatever, and they feel like they're doing something. And this is for if the folks out there listen to me, I have a lot of the judges that watch the show.
Sure.
If they're listening to me too, instead of Coosa Valley, maybe get some community service working out there with Bill Williams and Wounded Warriors, and just say, hey, we're going out here and clean up the yard of a veteran's house or cut his grass or whatever, and let them see the look on the face of a veteran that they've helped.
Absolutely. And to bring that, to the top, when we got home after spending 6-8 hours at this gentleman's house on a Saturday, I asked my kids, would y'all like a little pay for that? Because of course I was going to give them a little out of my pocket, and they said, no, Dad, No, Dad.
Yeah, that's
So
a good lesson.
That's what it was about
Yeah.
right there, Ken.
We try to teach them that around Christmas time it's better to give and all that, but this is a way of paying it forward in life. It's to say, okay, and I saw that smile on that man's face. I saw that smile on that woman's face.
Yes.
That there was no way that this wedge that you put out there, where I was saying falling through the crack, and somebody said just something as little as that, or helping them do a little something to get their lights turned back on, or maybe the sofa's broke or whatever, and they can't find someone at the Center of Hope, find another sofa to replace it, something like that. But one thing I want to hit you, we're coming up on summertime, believe it or not. We're going to, it's cold weather's going to be behind us one day.
Right.
I wouldn't bet on that, but
Right,
still,
right.
a lot of people don't have air conditioning. And if you're out in the Walmart and some of the box stores, pick up a box fan, the folks out
Please.
there. Pick up an old window fan or a pedestal fan or something like that. It don't cost a fortune.
No.
And give Bill a call, because I guarantee you're going to go to somebody's house that's going to be hot. They're elderly people, and they can't get to, they don't have air conditioning, and they need to be able to breathe. And you'd have a need for a lot of those.
We do, and believe it or not, if you go to like a Dollar General or Fred's, especially around the 5, 6 surrounding areas, they know who I am, and they'll probably give you the second one half price.
How about that?
Just because they know I work with them in the charity.
Mm-hmm.
We do stuff together too. Also, if you work with a company like Target, Walmart, some of the big ones, they have a fund, and we are on file, where you can donate $20 of your weekly pay, and it comes straight to the bank account. No one touches it, and at least you're doing something to help them.
I want to look in the camera when I say this. Home
Yes.
Depot. Home Depot, you're well known for having your teams go out and help people. This is the man to contact right here that got veterans out there in need, and you can put a crew out there. You're fixing to build a ramp for a fella.
Yes, we need Home Depot yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Because we have a gentleman that has broke both his hips, 86-year-old Korean veteran,
Yep.
a Korean War veteran, and we need a ramp built now.
about. Yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, because he just got out of the hospital last week and he can't go anywhere.
Well, they're going to
You
be
know.
seeing this Wednesday night, 6:30, and I
Okay.
hope that Thursday morning you get a call. Somebody wanted to help you on that. We got like 30 seconds left. Just tell me what I got to do.
Well, give them my cell number. They could call me directly for something like this, because this is an important one. We need this gentleman to
You
be
know I
able to leave
will.
his house.
You know I will.
I know you will. So listen, all I'm going to say, Ken, is God bless you for what you do.
Right.
God bless America. And if you give a little bit and you help every now and then, it does the heart good.
And you'll get a lot more out of it than you put in it.
Absolutely.
Thank you, man.
It
I
comes
appreciate
back.
you. Got to go to a break. Come back. We're going to have news you can use. Welcome back to Veterans Issues. And I forgot to put up a flyer that we use for Wounded Warrior Alabama. And if we can get the control room to bring that up, I'd appreciate it much. That was where Bill Williams is on here. And that is Wounded Warrior Alabama. And there's your Wounded Warrior Alabama.com. And if you have any problem reaching out for them, you give me a call. My information's on the screen here always. Now, first, I want to tell you, put some things. This one I want you to take the pen. May the 18th, the date I want you to write down. May the 18th at 11 a.m. We're going to unveil the name of the latest law enforcement officers that were killed in the line of duty in the state of Alabama. Unfortunately, we have two. We had one, and now we got another, and it's just his name being put on there today. And we're going to unveil those names on May the 18th. We'll have honor guards and ceremonial thing up there in Centennial Memorial Park. 18th of May at 11 a.m. We'll have Governor Ivey up there, Steve Marshall, the Attorney General, a lot of folks from across the state of Alabama and law enforcement to honor these two fallen officers. One of them is from Huntsville, at Officer Earl, and Officer Villa from Mobile. And we'll be doing that on the 18th. That's when we put on Memorial Day in the same place, Centennial Memorial Park at 11 a.m. May the 28th at 11 in Centennial Memorial Park, we'll have the Memorial Day. Got a lot of entertainment there, and I say entertainment, got a lot of good music that goes with Memorial Day. I got Steve Chappell will be coming out of Augusta, Georgia for that, and Ryan Robertson's back with us this year, so we should have a great one. And I want to remind you that this show is brought to you by Superior Hyundai. Mac Huckabee and George and all the folks up there at Hyundai Superior on Quintard. Great people. Now let me tell you, I'm going to save you some money here. You're going to get $500 off with your DD214 on your new car. When you go in there to buy it, you take your DD214. $500 off if you're in the military or was in the military. And you tell them you saw it on Veterans Issues, and you get another $500. So I just saved you $1,000 there, and you're going to get a great car, a Hyundai from Superior. Great folks up there. They do great things. I want to give you these phone numbers in case you didn't get them last week, and that's 855-948-2311. That's a VA hotline in Washington, D.C. The other number, this is very, very important, 1-800-273-8255. When the voice comes on, press 1. That is in case there's a veteran in stress, wanting to harm himself or herself or others. And we had 22 suicides a day, so keep that number handy. And every week, and I talk about it here, woundedwarriorsalabama@gmail.com. Phone number 256-458-2715. That's who we was talking here with Bill Williams. Now, if you've had a veterans card, if you're using at Lowe's for your discount, they've changed their policy there. You no longer use any kind of card or DD214, anything. You have to go on to this site, lowes.com/military. And then you put your information in, and then the next time you go in the store and you need a military discount, they'll ask you for your phone number. That's all. And then you get it. So go on to that, lowes.com/military. Let's see, the Firefighters Memorial hopefully be finished in the next couple of weeks up there in Centennial Park, and I'll be telling you more about that when we have it. Be sure next time you go get your tag, try to get a law enforcement tag, because that's the revenue from that tag is the way we build these memorials and take care of them and add the names, which costs a lot of money. If you want to help the DAV as a volunteer driving that van, give me a call. This week's salute goes out to all the volunteers that work with the DAV to take that van, to take the veterans to Birmingham every morning at 6:30. We'll see you next week here on Veterans Issues. Salute.